Simon, welcome to my show, Coffee with Craig. I'm really glad to have you over here with me. As I promised a lot of my viewers that I'll be getting industry experts who could give them some insights about a lot of various aspects. So, thank you so much for coming over and giving me your time.
Thank you for inviting me, Greg. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Well, Simon, there's a lot spoken about trading these days. Especially when it comes to forex or when it comes to cryptocurrencies. I just want your general thoughts when it just comes to trading, as you have been one of the best traders that Europe is now producing. Okay, so your general views just about trading.
Basically, trading will remain trading since there is stock exchange, bid and ask, and interested people to make some money on the side. There are different type of trading at the moment. Most popular is, of course, in the last years expanded the retail trading. More and more people from smaller range without big experience try to enter due to the electronic platforms and huge expansion of the retail trading industry, try to enter the market and participate in it. Of course, the biggest market for the last 15 years will remain based on volume on all exchanges worldwide, the forex market. Its volumes are over 4.8 billion days within 24 hours. Now, traditional traders, from the old school, we say, or people who don't like basically investing in leveraged OTC products over the counter, we call them. These are the people, of course, who will remain always behind the gold futures, the S&P index, the DAX index, the FTSE 100, the UK index, or the old-fashioned stocks. Basically, what happens now, having the cryptocurrency as a new investment opportunity on the markets, and after the phenomenon, huge movement of the Bitcoin, people start looking around to diversify. In order to diversify, even hedge funds, mutual funds, and larger firms, investment banks are looking to expand their portfolio. Why not get into fast-growing markets? Why not be part of the opportunity to make money from different, not old-fashioned instruments like the cryptocurrency? The standard way the people would invest in stocks is the old-fashioned buy cheap, sell expensive. Of course, it doesn't always happen. This is why we also look for ways that the companies, if we buy their stocks, if we invest ourselves in their stocks, that these same companies will give us a little bit of a dividend. Let's say we enter Tesla Motors now at over $200 per stock. We expect that if Tesla is performing good, I don't know how much air it is for Tesla to go up. Of course, they're doing a lot of things on the side, but is it sure that so balloon stock at the moment will go further up? This is why the clever investors and the smart money will look for new opportunities, not to enter on such a high level, on such a big price. They would look to enter in something solid with very high potential of growth. And this is the cryptocurrency. This is where exactly the cryptocurrency comes into the game. Why? Because Bitcoin proven from 10 cents to grow for over $3,000 in just 7 years, when in the last month just rising on equity over 180%. Then the interest toward the digital currency is just more and more. It's rising on a daily basis. More and more companies, as I said in the beginning, investment banks, hedge funds, they are looking around and entering. This means supply and demand. The more interest towards something, the higher the price. And this is the future. Some experts dare to say that until the year 2020, 2021, Bitcoin could be seen for as high as 1 million per coin.
That's true. That's true. A lot of people are actually going for this heat. They're hearing a lot from the market that Bitcoin will be valued at so and so rate, and that's what they're doing right now. Bitcoin is valued at $3,000 now, and they're getting crazy. They were like, let's buy it, without having much knowledge about it. So there are a lot of people who are purchasing Bitcoin right now, and they do not know what needs to be done, and they just hear it from somewhere or the other. Bitcoin is supposed to be traded, and they do not know how it's to be traded. So what would be your advice to those people who are just buying Bitcoin? And is it a good advice to buy Bitcoin right now, or is it good advice to buy other cryptocurrencies right now?
It's very hard to estimate. It's a very good question. You placed me there. It's very hard to estimate. Why? Because at all new time high, entering a currency, a stock, or even an index like the S&P, it's something unusual, especially for the average people or the smaller investors. Why? Because the risk of a reversal or correction on the market, for the big guys who've been waiting all this movement, a typical reaction is that part of the people will sell part of their position, means part of their coins, just liquidate some cash. What happens when what is the reaction of the market, of the exchange, of the Bitcoin itself? Now, as soon as people start selling, even part of their investment into coins, a very usual reaction is price drop. This is why, at the moment, for smaller investors, it's very hot and quite risky to enter a currency, even something like Bitcoin that has, for sure, huge future, to enter at that price. This is why people are looking for alternatives. Something that could give them lower risk, they can enter less money and make higher percentage on the money invested. Trading a cryptocurrency is also one of the things that many brokers and platforms are now looking into. They would implement this under the form of ETF, let's say, or a CFD, contract for difference. Of course, it will be a leverage product, and they will find exchanges to feed them with liquidity. But again, trading it, again, this is the future. It's nothing different trading a cryptocurrency, trading euro, dollar, oil, or gold. It's absolutely the same. It's an instrument. As soon as there is bid ask and liquidity, and it exists on exchange, it's to be traded. The new coins, it's something I'm looking into. The new coins, the coins that just now enter the blockchain and rise on the market. Why? Because the potential in the new coins, like RPT, for example, is just to grow. It's entering, behind it, big team, huge interest, absolutely copy of the Bitcoin. Why failing when everybody's going crazy about the financial freedom and no third-party transactions? This is the most important thing that I would advise anybody. Now, when selling, this is something I wanted to mention. When selling, is there a rule for selling? I'm sorry, there is no rule for selling. Usually, the smart money will go with the trend. What does that mean? A simple strategy from the traditional stocks we know. Let's give an example with Ford. I have an investor with $100,000, $110,000 with Interactive Brokers. What he's doing, we have invested 70% of the money into Ford stocks. Now, what we are doing, when the price rises, let's say $1, $2 per stock, we monitor, of course, the market, the interest rates in America, the global stock exchange, the indices, and how the other stocks from the same segment react. We'll basically, on $1, $2 rise, we'll liquidate 10% of our positions and cash them in. The rest of the money we will wait. If it keeps on, we will liquidate another 10%. We will never, even if we make very large percentage of profits, because our main target is, let's say, $38 or $18 as a minimum to liquidate 50% of our position. Because $18 based on year 2008 and 2017 is a very good average number. Long term, based on performance and the future of Ford Motors, I would aim 36, 38 per stock. So what happens? Same thing with the cryptocurrency. For, let's say, for Bitcoin is a little bit too late for many smaller investors. Why? They don't have the funds to enter on this price. They don't have enough. They are not durable to hold. If something happens, they could lose very fast their money. Big money for them. Alternative, the new coins. The new coins that enter the blockchain and the exchanges. Why? They're very low price and they have huge potential for growth, because the Bitcoin with its today's price will, with the time when it has more and more competitors and companies who provide even better services, mass services, the traditional wallets and the blockchain security, they will be way more interesting, because smaller people, smaller investors will be able to enter and use these coins. So this is how I see it. You enter a coin, you have 100% growth, liquidate 20%, keep the rest of the money, because tomorrow, if you liquidate all the money, you will be angry. when the day after, of course, the price doubles up again. So this is the traditional way how we do it.
I've heard a lot of incidents, and even if you go to Google and type, the the testimonials of people. There are lots of cases wherein people had a lot of coins at the initial stage and they just sold off the entire coins. So here's an important point for my viewers: how to liquidate. You need to be a smart liquidator in order to have good profits. Now that brings me to the final question before we end our show. Your important tips that you could give my viewers to be a good trader, because it's really important to be a good trader. I'm damn sure that by watching just one video nobody can be a best trader. You've got a lot of experience, that's why you've reached over here. Okay, so in this video I want my viewers to have a small thought about how they can trade, few tips which will help them to trade better.
The advantage, again, having the cryptocurrency not leveraged and directly trading it on an exchange versus other cryptocurrency or versus hard cash, it's huge advantage. What I would suggest to the viewers is never to go out too early. Most people, this is the biggest mistake on the forex market and on the financial market. People enter the market, they take big risk, exposing themselves and putting their money in this big game. With small profits, they hurry to exit the market with the small profits so they can breathe. And they don't know what to do. My advice would be what I'm doing usually with cryptocurrency. I have a raise of price of 50% from the time I enter, let's say 50%. It's always mathematics and discipline behind and clear strategy. You should never go away from the clear strategy that you make upfront. Let's say a price rises 50%. I will liquidate 10 to 15% of my position. Not all of it. Why? Because the most common thing, and especially if we saw what happened with Bitcoin, as an example, where would you sell at 1,500 and then it hit 3,000? What a big mistake to liquidate my coins at that price. Now I cannot enter anymore. This is it. So let's say on each 50% rise, I would liquidate 15%, 10 to 15% of the coins, wait under if there is a drop. If other people follow up my example, the price will drop. I'll enter again. I'll buy again and do the same exercise over and over again. When I'll always keep 50% of my investment aiming very, very big profits. This is basically how I would do it.
So that was a really good thought that you gave my viewers, and I'm sure that they'll learn a lot about trading from this video. So thank you so much, Simon, for coming here and giving me your time and giving your thoughtful words to my viewers.
Thank you also. It was my pleasure. Thank you.